All right, folks, let's keep this action rolling right along. Introducing these next two fighters. Let's bring them out here right now. Introducing first, Renato Migliaccio.
All right, we go to the lightweights for a non-tournament bout. Actually, 160-pound catchweight fight. It's a little bit over that lightweight. Renato Migliaccio, Abu Dhabi finalist in 2007, 6-0.
This guy's very, very impressive. His ground game is phenomenal.
I'm excited to see this. I've seen some of his tapes again. I've seen some of his grappling as well. I've never had a chance to see Renato in action, but this non-tournament super fight has got me very, very excited. A Ryan Gracie black belt is Renato. Actually living in Santa Fe, New Mexico now because he's training with the Jackson's camp. So
yes,
we're taking a Ryan Gracie black belt and putting him with the Jackson's camp. He's got a judo black belt as well. I'm super excited to see Renato in action.
Yeah, Renato has a lot of potential and a lot of promise.
Two-time M1 challenge veteran. 2-0 in M1, obviously with the undefeated record. 4 of his 6 wins have come by submission. He's also trained with Renzo Gracie. He's also trained with Abu Dhabi absolute champion Braulio Estimia, who will be fighting soon, making his MMA debut.
I talked to him about his bout against Hanayaya, Brazil. I mean, this guy's been in there with some of the best fighters in the world.
And let's bring in his opponent. Get him in here right now, John Greco Salgado.
Now Salgado brings a little bit of a different style to the cage. He's 3-2-1 in his professional career. He also had an amateur record of 4-1 before that, so he's got some ring time. He said he likes to work for the chokes when he talked to us yesterday. He's got good conditioning. A lot of San Shao training. We've seen that before. The San Shao, Kung Lee, probably the one that's made that most famous to mixed martial arts fans these days. So he's got some nice tosses. He's got nice clinch work. But I don't know if that's the position he wants to be in this fight.
Yeah, even if you have impressive and dynamic kicks like Kung Lee does, I don't know if you really want to bring your legs up too often against somebody who's so good in jiu-jitsu and judo like Renato, because once he grabs a hold of you, he's probably going to be successful in taking you down to the mat.
You know, the one question mark I think you'd have to put Renato here is the big favorite in this matchup. If we were setting a line on it, I think it'd be pretty heavy in Renato's favor. The one question mark being, this is his first fight back from shoulder surgery. He's been out for about 9 months. Says he feels good, 100%. Obviously, you wouldn't get in there if you didn't feel good about it. But he did have some ligament damage. He did have some issues there, and he hasn't fought in about 9 months. So it's just going to be interesting to see, does that come into play? Is there any damage left from that we don't know about?
Well, there's got to be ring rust there, obviously. John Salgado coming into the ring as we speak. He's fighting out of Team Ross Zachi up in New York, getting the instructions from referee Kevin Mohall.
4-time Ring of Combat veteran, so he's familiar here. Used to fighting in a cage, however. To look at the tail of the tape, obviously a 160-pound catchweight fight. Both guys came in on the limit. Salgado a little bit taller with 2 inches, but the reach just one advantage.
Let's go to the Garf.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is a non-tournament bout in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He hails from Santa Fe, New Mexico, by way of Brazil. Fighting out of Team Renzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and undisputed Santa Fe. He stands 5'8" and weighted at 160 pounds. Undefeated as a professional with a record of 6 wins and no losses. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Renato Migliaccio! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This fighter hails from New York City, fighting out of Team Energy. He stands 5'10" and weighted at 160 pounds. With a professional MMA record of 3-2-1. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you John Greco Salgado!
It's funny, these Brazilian guys, they're used to getting their names demolished by announcers.
You just have to live with it. Salgado is going to be focused on staying off of his back early.
Both guys have a lot of fights under their belts. Both very comfortable. Nice leg kick by Salgado.
I like the strategy early from Salgado again. Low kick move, low kick move. I don't know if I'd want to fire up that high kick unless you set it up really well and you see those hands dropping. Because you know Hanato's going to try to get the fight to the ground, but he did fire a nice right hand in there.
Yeah, Hanato, a judo black belt. And if you thought the shoulder toss earlier was impressive, you'll probably see a pretty good toss from Hanato.
There, Hanato uses the punch to move into the clinch.
He slipped, went for the headlock throw and slipped there, and there's a nice slam by Salgado.
Hanato setting up on his knees, briefly thought about the Kazushi Sakuraba-esque Kimura there in front.
Yes, he did. Salgado doing a very nice job here. Oh, and a nice knee to the head.
Brief warning from Mulhall. Action restarted right away.
I'm not sure what that warning was for. They were both on their feet.
Yeah, I thought both guys were standing as well.
Yeah.
So
good leg kick and nice front kick there. Like you said earlier, John, nice kick and move, stick and move from Salgado, and there's a takedown attempt by Hanato.
He looks to work in the clinch, but again, the Sanshao fighting method does have a lot of clinch work, a lot of tosses from there. So Salgado does look very comfortable.
He sure does.
He's not out of his element.
And, again, this is where the difference between fighting in a ring and fighting in the cage comes in. Hanato going for that takedown aggressively at the corner of the ring. With a cage, a guy gets stuck there, and you maybe would successfully finish that takedown. Nice turn there by Salgado. So far, John, I will say that Hanato looks a little rusty in there.
Yeah, I agree. He's having a little trouble getting into the ground. In the clinch, he probably doesn't have the strength that he might be used to or might have thought he has as they trade knees on the inside.
Both guys very game here in this non-tournament bout.
Hanato swinging wildly with the left hand that just misses.
Hanato's pecking away at Salgado, and there he goes. Listen, great direction from his corner, from Salgado's corner, and he
utilized the underhook, spin out of trouble. We're halfway through the first round. I think a lot of people thought Hanato would have this on the ground within the first 30 seconds. Salgado showing a game work ethic in there.
Well, it was the right shoulder that he had surgery on, and you need your shoulders for judo, you need your shoulders for jiu-jitsu. He is working those tosses, though. He is trying.
Salgado with double underhooks.
Very impressive takedown by Salgado there, right to his back. Oh, nice right.
Hanato moves the guard, but eats a right hand as he does. Hanato probably would have liked to work in top position, but he will have 90 seconds to work from his preferred area of attack, and that's on the ground.
Yep. He's shrimping pretty well there, too. Oh, going for the armbar right away. Or is that a triangle?
Look for the omoplata right away for the shoulder lock. It's very easy transition out of an armbar. Actually decides to stay on top. Still has the option for an armbar there. Now he's going to roll out for it. If he can get that right leg kicked over the head. But he slides off.
Hanato really doing a nice job on top there, going for submissions. He's really
still in
busy.
That crucifix position, though. Salgado with nice defense by kicking the legs up there to defend, because his right arm is very much in trouble at this point. Hanato with a little bit less than a minute. Could look for the Kimura, could look for the key lock from that position. He's got a lot of options when he's out in side control like that. Salgado knows it, rolls to his knees.
But he gives him his back. He's got his back. He's rolling over for that rear naked choke.
Hanato got the hooks in right away.
But he's a little high. Salgado doing a good job in trying to shake him off a little bit.
A little bit high. Could transition out to an armbar if he gets a little too high. Salgado doing a nice job of defending with just 15 seconds left in the opening round. But he is right in danger until he rolls out.
Hanato looks like he definitely shook the rust off. They go for that armbar. Oh, he just misses it. Just misses that armbar. And he's continuing on that arm. Nice thud on that right to the body.
hammer fist to the ribs.
And I think he actually hurt Salgado. Salgado's slow getting up. I think that punch took the wind right out of Salgado.
Yeah, and you know what we saw at the end of the round there from Renato Miliaccio? That's what we expected to see from the beginning. John Salgado did a great job of controlling the action in the clinch, staying off his back in the early going. I thought he was winning the round.
This is early in the round with that beautiful takedown right here by Salgado, and he brings Miliaccio right to his back.
He's got kind of a neck crank there that outstanding takedown, but Renato scrambles well on the bottom.
But he eats it right here. Bam! That was a beautiful shot by Salgado. But Renato, later in the round here, Renato gets very comfortable, works the arm bar right here, and just incredible.
You could see Renato was moving at the very end of the round from one submission to the other, to the next, to the other. It was a great sequence of submissions there. I think Salgado saw that on the ground he is in a little bit of trouble, and he's going to want to try to stay out there at all costs in the second round.
Very exciting fight.
I thought Salgado took the round with the action at the end. Or excuse me, Renato thought Salgado was winning early, and Renato took it with the action at the end. Not as much zip on those kicks to start with in the second round.
Renato, the aggressor now, gets in deep for a double leg takedown, and he gets the takedown.
Now he's in the corner, and Salgado is sitting up against the rope, so there's limited options here. Salgado's definitely doing a good job of staying in that position. Renato's really going to want to try to drag him away from the corner there, so there's a little bit of opportunity to work.
Both guys look a little winded here in round two.
Yeah, you know, Renato with a little bit of a slow start in round one. We'll see if he can move back into it. He's in half mount, but they're tied up in the ropes. I think this is a good call by Mulhall to restart this in the center. They were a little bit too tied up there. The first position was a little bit neutral, but Renato got to a nice half mount position, and he was just tied up in the ropes. I think this is a good restart in the center. And Salgado showed some nice defense in the first round from his back, but he was definitely in trouble. We'll see if Renato can take advantage of that. Immediately slips out to the side.
Yeah, and this is where we saw him being so dominant in round one. Working that arm.
Salgado rolls over but finds himself right back in the same position.
Not doing full mount.
Just slid it right across. Both hooks are in.
Got the back. Very comfortable here. He's going. Good job by Salgado getting back into. Well, he's still in mount.
Pick your poison. He stayed away from the rear naked choke, but he's still mounted at this point. 2 minutes in. All right, and Renato still with the mount position. Salgado again doing his best to stay out of damage. He rolls to his knees.
Did you see that right shot? I mean, he just missed that right. Came down on canvas.
He's still in a lot of trouble here. Renato with both hooks in. Again, he might try to roll back over, but he's doing a good job. He's got his hands up, trying to roll out of it. He's got his hands up. The left arm sneaking around his neck, but Salgado doing a good job. The 2-on-1 that we didn't see earlier in the night. He's controlling one hand so the choke doesn't get in, and that allows him to work back to the feet.
Oh, and a takedown attempt by Salgado. Oh, right back down, and Renato right back onto his back.
Yeah, Salgado looked very tired as they got back to the feet. And I'm not sure why he looked for the trip. I'm not sure if that's where he wanted to be. But he did. And he's back in the feet now.
You know, one of the things, when these Brazilian jiu-jitsu experts and judo guys like Renato, when you get your back, it's so difficult to shake them off your back.
Yeah, it really is. And you look at Renato as well. He looks a little tired as well. Again, you talk about the ring rust being out for 9 months, but he's still pressing forward. He's still looking for opportunities in there. Gets the trip. Mulhall's going to move that left arm off the ropes. Salgado definitely can't grab the ropes like that.
Salgado's just not in a good position right now. Every time he goes to the mat, he's in a terrible position.
No, and Renato's doing a good job. He's controlling the action with 1.5 minutes left. Going to try to look to work to the back if he can.
Mulhall stopping them again.
It's going to be a difficult position to recreate in the center of the ring.
That's what Salgado looks like he's saying too. Like, you know, what are you going to do with us here? think he was working towards something.
Yeah, Salgado breathing very heavily. He did have control of Hanato's left arm in between his legs. So we'll see if they reset that properly.
Has arms out of your leg.
Yep.
Good. Excellent attention to detail by Malal. Salgado does have control of the left arm, and that's more of a defensive move. He could potentially finish it from there, but it's definitely at least keeping Hanato from advancing. You can see kind of the jockeying for position on the restart.
Yeah. Like a hockey team.
It is, very much so. Now Salgado rolling to his belly a little bit. Again, keeping the left arm trapped in there as a defensive maneuver.
Turn towards me, Johnny. Turn. Keep turning.
Hanato could still very much walk up the side over there and look to secure that arm. He's wanting to work his own left arm free, I believe. Salgado, defensive posture outstanding from the bottom, but punishing knees to the back. Needs to be careful with this close to the spine.
Yeah, Hanato just very, very comfortable on the ground. Salgado's got to come up with some kind of stand-up game here in round 3 because he does not want to go back on the ground with Hanato.
Well, both fighters breathing heavily at this point, but Hanato's first action in 9 months, but very much in control on the ground. Looks very comfortable there. Again, he can drive the knees in. He had a couple of hammer fists. You're in submission trouble at all times.
Denise bringing us round 3.
Here we see Hanato working for a takedown attempt, and Salgado gets it, actually. He goes for the trip. Hanato just slips out.
More of an exhausted fall down than a takedown.
Slips out, just takes the back.
They were watching Salgado over in the corner. You look at his body language. He's very much exhausted at this point. His corner trying to get some effort out of him for the 3rd round. The kicks in the 2nd round didn't have near the same zip on him they did in the opening of the 1st. But he's got to dig deep for this. He does not want to be back on his back for a 3rd time in this fight. So I got to do whatever he can to stay on his feet. 5 minutes left for Salgado. Hanato very much in charge at this point.
It's a non-tournament super fight here. Hanato, Liacho, nice bit of back kick to the body. And that's some of that sand shot coming out now. But this is what he's got to do. He's got to change up his game plan here. He does not want to go back down. He needs to defend his takedown. Looks like he knows that.
Yeah, both legs wrapped up. It was just a matter of time until Hanato got on the ground. Is Salgado a little comfortable in the ring there? In the corner, he's got to want to stand up. He's got to want to work back to his feet immediately.
At this point in the fight, does he have the energy to move back up? I mean, his best bet is tie him up, and hopefully Kevin Mulhall stands him back up at this point.
Yeah, he is trying to tie up the arms there. I'm sure Hanato wouldn't mind a restart in the middle of the ring where he had a little bit more area to work than he has over there in the corner right now.
Oh, nice attempt and a nice reversal and a front headlock.
Front headlock from north-south.
So Salgado's showing a lot of energy here. He just needs a little more room to work his stand-up game. Going for a guillotine there.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a hard time sticking that in, but at least he can control the action from there.
I mean, just push him off and get your distance and start center at that point. Hanato looking for a knee, I think.
So Salgado controlling the body right now. Does not want to look for a trip. Got the arm pinned behind Hanato, spins away from it to create the room. Excellent scramble by Hanato.
Just misses Salgado with a right uppercut. Now this is where the fight should have been last round when he had a little more energy. Salgado's really digging deep right now.
Yeah, he's not breathing quite as hard as he was earlier. He's
nice jab.
Digging deep, like you said, and this is where he wants to fight.
Good leg kick there. It looks like Hanato is just biding his time, waiting for that attempt to take him down again.
Yeah, he's going to want to shoot in again for that double. I don't think he wants to stand there. He says he's comfortable. He told us in the fighter meetings, hey, I'm comfortable standing. This isn't just jiu-jitsu. This is MMA now. But as dominant as he's been on the ground, I don't see why he wouldn't try to work it there again right away.
Good right, but Salgado slips it. Salgado's doing a really nice job here in this round. If he could just maintain his energy level, maintain his distance, and continue with this line of action, he might actually come up with a knockout.
Yeah, halfway through the final round, you saw Renato just walk him back into the corner, put him right back in the same position he's been throughout the fight.
Salgado's working hard, though, trying to escape this here. Renato talking to his corner. Working those uppercuts to the body. Nice knee there.
I'm sure we'll see him drop down here in a moment, wrap up both legs again, and try to suck him off that corner post.
Salgado doing a good job. And Salgado, it looks like he's got his second win here, John. Oh,
nice knee inside. Outstanding knee by Salgado. That was dangerous.
Renato is thinking twice about going down there.
Yeah, he ducks his head like that again and eats another left. It could be lights out.
But Salgado's got to get out of this position. Beautiful.
Nice inside leg trip.
Oh, they're out of it.
Through the ropes.
Yeah. That was beautiful, that leg trip.
Oh, Salgado, is he hurt? He's asking for assistance. Or just tired?
I think he's tired.
Uh-oh. There's a timeout from Mohal. Again, Salgado, when he hit, he looked a little hurt there. I don't know what it was. I thought maybe his shoulder or something. Maybe he hit his head over there. I'm not sure what it was.
I think he might have hit his head right outside the canvas there.
He looks fine right now, but he was definitely asking for some assistance right away.
Yeah, when you hit your head, the back of your head like that, you don't really see it coming. That probably surprises you more than anything. He just needs to get a couple of seconds to get his wits back.
Yeah, doctor coming in to check it out.
This is a great opportunity, though, for both fighters to regain their win.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I didn't see how severe the strike was, but even if it was a little tap, not a bad idea from him to say, "Hey, give me a second. I think I hit my head a little bit."
Yep.
He gets a few seconds to recover. Let's see if he can turn the tide of this fight with a couple more of those leg kicks to wobble Renato and another one of those big knees.
Good takedown. Eventually comes another knee by Salgado, right? Now, Salgado had a really nice jab earlier. He should go back to that jab and just
knee to the body, and you can see Renato keeping the head a little higher this time. Does eat a left hand inside, another left hand. Just 1 minute remaining in the final round.
Salgado had a hold of Renato's shorts there. You know what they say, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Salgado definitely down 2 rounds to none right now, but he's doing whatever he can to try to pull this out. Meanwhile, Renato just continuing the pressure against the ropes.
Got the bear hug there.
Oh, careful with the ropes there. Mohal doing a good job of keeping the ropes together so these guys don't go tumbling through.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Salgado's attempt here to change his game plan, stay on his feet in round 3. It's too bad he didn't do more of this in round 2.
You're right. He's really showing a great effort here. The knees inside definitely made Renato think twice about dropping down for that double leg again. It's a nice strategy. Now, here's a little dangerous. He's going to bring
10 seconds here.
Again, he brought his right leg up to defend, and he got swept right away.
This is a very, very good fight here. Very good fight. Both guys, round 3 was very exciting.
Moves to mount at the end. Maybe a little punch just slightly after the bell, but I don't think there was any ill intention behind it. Renato Miliacho definitely cruised to a victory.
Yep.
Definitely stayed on top and dominated the action. After 9 months off, to be able to go 15 minutes and stay aggressive the whole time, you've got to congratulate him for that. Salgado with a lot of heart in the 3rd round, and probably the best round. I think he still lost the round, but it was probably his best round of the fight, and I just wish we could have seen a little bit more of that early from John Salgado, and I'm sure he'll feel the same way.
It looked like he had more energy in the 3rd round. Here we go. Here's Salgado trying to defend that takedown. Does a pretty good job, but once Renato has you, this is when he goes out of the ring. Yeah, it looks like he hit his head right there. You can see him
definitely hit the back of his head on that skirting.
But again, whether or not it hurt or not, it's a good opportunity to catch their breath. Renato wasn't arguing, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Of course, that was unintentional, so if he hadn't been able to continue, we would have gone to the cards at that point, so it's a loss either way. But, good effort by Salgado. I have respect for him.
Yeah, that was a pretty good fight. Waiting for the official decision from the judges. Kevin Garvey waiting for out there. Salgado, like we said, he should have stayed up a little more in round 1 even. He had a pretty good strategy coming in. Kick and move. Early on, though, Renato just too quick. Here's the Garv with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge Blatnick scores the fight 29-28 for the blue corner. Judge Billick scores the fight 29-28 for the red corner. Judge Crosby scores the fight 29-28 for the winner by split decision from the red corner, John Greco.
What? I am shocked.
Wow. I don't know what fight they were watching.
I am shocked.